come dead again. Here, pop!
Miracle after miracle after miracle, awe-inspiring miracles, jaw-dropping miracles, dumbfounded miracles from the power of a miracle-working God. Hear it for yourself on our program Wafif Connect with Apostle Courtney McLean and our campus pastors, Reverend Kimona Brownlow of Wafif Fort Lauderdale, Pastor Michael Taylor, Wafif Kingston, Reverend Kenroy Waldo, Wafif Clarendon, and Reverend Tennyson Dixon of Wafif Canada. Wafif Connect for your miracles now, aired Monday to Friday at 4:30 p.m. on this station.
Greetings to you listeners. This is Reverend Ryan A. Gordon, Senior Pastor of the Broken Vessels Healing and Deliverance Ministries, located at 120 Main Street, Pineapple, Ocheria, St. Anne, Jamaica, West Indies. Join me every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. inside the Kingdom Lifestyle Radio Show with Brother Frisco. Join me for a word in time. You cannot afford to miss this powerful word every Sunday morning on this station.
It's all right.
Omega Radio in association with the Church of St. Margaret presents New Every Morning, 10 minutes of inspiration to help you through the day, Mondays through Saturdays at 5:50 a.m. The program comes to you courtesy of KFC. It's finger licking good, the Church of St. Margaret. Visit us on Sundays at 6:30 a.m., Saturdays at 8:15 and Wednesdays at 6:30 a.m. And Quality Equipment Distributors. For all your musical equipment and supplies, contact Quality Equipment and Distributors, located at 4 Courtney Walsh Drive, Kingston 10.
Good morning, Jamaica. Good morning to the world. Of course, it is April 18, 2024. It's Spot On with Vernon Darby coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. Oh, yes, this is your program, the People's Program, the People's University, and the People's Parliament. Stay with us for your spiritual, social, and intellectual needs. Stay with us because we support what is best for you. It's a people show where I listen to your concerns and I will leave no stone unturned until your issues are addressed. This is a place to find the experts to help you. This is a place for exciting discussions. This is a place to make sure that your voice is heard. This is a place to be spot on. Remember, if there are issues in your communities or your district, you give me a call, and the number to call is 876-968-8117. And if there are good things happening in your area too, in your community, we'd love to know about that. And the number is 876-968-8117. Those overseas, you can call toll-free 877-498-0253. All right, make sure you got that all clear. Okay, and as I said to you before, this is Spot On with Vernon Darby, and this hour is brought to you by Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry's standard, and a fast-rich group of companies, which is located at 72 to 79 Malines Road in Kingston, Jamaica. And of course, we start off with your music. Then we have some messages to play. One about a lady at Staten and traffic pile-up, and then cybercrime. And then let me see, yes, we'll have a travel talk with Opal Lee. And that should be interesting. Of course, and we encourage you to give us a call then to get information. The number is 876-968-8117. And the overseas number is 494-0253. So if you have challenges, if you're overseas too, or whether in Jamaica, you have immigration challenges, then you want to talk with openly. Then for my representative, we will have Mr. Paul Patmore, who will be representing the Trelawney, that's Southern for the People's National Party. We'll be talking to you about community matters. All right, and then we go right upon to the end of the program where we'll have your birthdays and anniversaries. And, I love to give you my thought for the day. Continue to stay with us. This is Spot On with Vernon Darby on a Thursday morning. And it's time to get you going.
Lord, you're merciful, Lord, have compassion.
Oh, yes.
Giving and loving, that's who you are. Thank you, Lord. Oh, I'm tired of doing things my way. So I'm begging you for a second thought. Here we go. Holy Ghost, rock me down. Flat on me back, me say rock me down. Holy Ghost,
Oh, yes. What a morning it is. Make sure you're filled with the Holy Ghost and not with evil things. Evil will destroy you.
Side and you be crowned. You are bigger than what people say you are. You do mightier works than they say you do. So like the day of Pentecost, your fire burning in my heart. So there's one thing I'm asking of you. Holy Ghost, rock me down. Flat from me back, me say rock me down. Holy Ghost, rock me down. Like Pentecost, they broke me down. Holy Ghost, rock me down. Anytime, anywhere, occupy me like my flesh disappear. Put me aside and you be crowned. Holy Ghost, broke me down. Me no wanna put it touch. Me cup is empty, Lord, please fill it up. Lord, I surrender all to you. Jesus, you're Alpha and Omega, you're my forever friend. Jesus, broke me down and I love you till the end. Holy Ghost, rock me down. Flat from me back, me say rock me down. Holy Ghost, rock me down. Me white suit that the up, me no care. Holy Ghost, rock me down. Anytime, anywhere, occupy me like my flesh disappear. Put me aside and you be crowned. Jesus, you're merciful, Lord, have compassion. Forgiving and loving, that's who you are. Oh, I'm tired of doing things my way. So I'm begging you for a second thought. Holy Ghost, rock me down. Flat from me back, me say rock me down. Holy Ghost, rock me down. Me white suit that the up, me no care. Holy Ghost, rock me down. Let me speak in a tongue, me say rock me down. Holy Ghost, rock me down. Like Pentecostal, they broke me down. Holy Ghost, rock me down. Flat from me back, me say rock me down. Holy Ghost, rock me down. Me white suit that the up, me no care.
Oh, yes, we want to get the devil out of us. And let me tell you something. Sometimes it seems as if he's ruling supreme. But he can't rule forever. And, Jamaica needs a little God in us and more love in our hearts. And all of us have to work together. Too much tired of the cuss and the this and quarrel about those petty things. Let's have love in our hearts and concentrate on what is good and what is pure. All right, let me hear from some of my listeners. This message was received from a listener about statin. So let's hear what that listener has to say. Oh, I have it up. I just sent it a while ago. We're not, that's a listener from Statin who sent that message. Ready to go with that? All right.
Maybe you can help me with this other problem. I was signed up with Statin for a supervisor, and I've done the work, walked through all this rugged terrain up here, and how long I can't get paid from them.
I want to hear from Statin because they thought about over a year or more. We need to hear from them. All right, so I will be making contact with them. All right, let's now hear about, there was a traffic challenge, major. And one of the problems we have with traffic challenges in the city is that we're not communicating with the people. If there's a crime scene, if there's an accident, we need to get information to the news media so they can get it out so persons can avoid the area, and by avoiding that area, that would help to reduce the traffic jam in that area. But I don't know, we need to just get it right, All right, let's hear what this person has to say about the traffic problems in Kingston yesterday.
Vernon, something else happened here on Constant Spring Road in the vicinity of just between Village and Mall plazas. As you can see, a police vehicle is parked across the road and no traffic is allowed to go down. However, I see people driving through the plazas and it seems like it is flowing okay through the plazas to get down towards halfway tree, but there is apparently is a crime scene of some sort.
So there we had a major traffic jam yesterday. And of course, cars are piling up and nobody know what is happening. Now, most persons, when they are traveling, as far as I know, they have their radios on. So I'm making a public appeal to the police officers when there's a challenge. And you know there's a system, I've set up a system where you can communicate with the news media, all the news media houses. Yes, it is set up, it is working. And if you send that out, when whoever is on air will just simply make an announcement and say that there's a traffic challenge, probably a crime scene on, say, for example, Constant Spring Road, and that will help. So if you're going home, you might decide to leave a little later so you don't get caught up in the traffic jam. But we just need to communicate. There's a problem with Jamaica. We just don't communicate. And if you communicate with people, they will feel that you respect them and they will cooperate. A very interesting development. I heard it on BBC. I'll probably just play a bit of it. Very interesting about cybercrime and some persons who they have caught. And these persons have international links right across the world. And my concern is, I wanted to what extent Jamaicans have been impacted. You know that funds have disappeared from persons' bank accounts. So let's hear this BBC news on what has been discovered in England regarding cybercrime and a gang there.
Global cyber gang accused of industrial-scale fraud has been busted by police. It's accused of offering a service to criminals which allowed them to steal from victims using fraudulent text messages. 37 people worldwide have been arrested, 24 of which are in Britain. It's estimated that 70,000 people have fallen victim to the scams, which saw different things. Tom Simons reports.
It's 5 a.m. in South London, the end of a 2-year investigation. This was one of a series of coordinated raids targeting cybercrime in 17 countries, masterminded from the UK. One man was arrested here and 23 others around the UK. And this all began about 2 years ago when security experts for the banking industry spotted on the dark web criminals offering other criminals a service, a way to make money using phishing with a PH. LabHost provided the technology and training for other criminals to carry out phishing attacks, sending in fraudulent text messages to get people to hand over their personal data. The police say there were an estimated 70,000 victims in the UK, bombarded with messages linking to 47 fake websites, usually seeming to be online payment or shopping services. 480,000 payment card numbers have been stolen and 64,000 PIN numbers. And if you thought only older or less technically savvy people get scammed, well, you'd be wrong.
The victims in this case have been aged between about 25 and 45 predominantly.
Pretty young then, like digital natives.
Well, it's people who live their lives online, that perhaps do their banking online, that shop online. They're more likely to fall victim to this because their use of the internet is just so prevalent.
As the arrests were taking place, including at Luton and Manchester airports,
you have been identified as involved in LabHost.
Police were also contacting 25,000 victims they've identified, giving details of how they've been scammed and giving them advice. As for LabHost, well, yesterday this was the moment it was shut down and replaced with this message from the police to the scammers. Tom Simons, BBC News, South London.
And that is something we need to pay attention to. I'm sure police, JCF, will be aware of it, but I still pass on the information. What probably we need to look at, say Jamaica, if your egg win at the red, So I wouldn't be surprised if there are some connections here, because there have been some strange happenings in the financial circle. And I'm going to advise you all to be very careful. Do not give your bank card or your credit card to anybody to use. No, don't. When you're going inside the bank, do not carry your friend in there so your friend can see what you're doing. When you go to the supermarket, anybody who comes close to you, ask them to step aside, or else do not check out. Because if they are standing close to you, take out your credit card. They can capture data. They can have a little camera of you. They're filming what is your PIN and everything. So do not, if you're at the cashier at the supermarket, do not allow anybody to stand near you. I don't. Sometimes persons are annoyed when I ask them to step aside. Why you want to stay close to me? Sometimes I leave the house and I forget to use my... Mr. Hart, you know what I forgot to use? You don't figure what I forgot to use? All right. When I forget to use it, don't stay too close to me. So please, when I'm in the line, please, I beg of you, check it out my things. Don't stay close to me, because some days I did forget to put on that thing. All right? So come back. Don't move.
Organic waste should not go into your bin. Start a compost with your organic waste in a cool or shaded area in your backyard. This waste management tip is brought to you by the NSWMA, One Jamaica. Make we clean up the place.
Wine in your tank, you know wine in your tank. Drive smart, no ramp. Wine in your tank. If a 87 you fi use, put the 87 in your tank. Fi know which fuel you use, vehicle manual fine. Enough car in a Jamaica make fi use 87. And a petrol refining. So use the octane for the car where you're driving. And let me tell you some more. If a 87 your vehicle use, you are rev up the savings for sure. Know your tank fuel right, your pocket a go smile. Rev up the savings, savings on every mile. Brought to you by Petrojam, serving Jamaica's energy needs.
Beneficiaries. The PATH payment cycle begins on April 18, 2024. If your surname begins with the letters A or B, you should collect on April 18th or 19th at your usual post office or payment agency. The full payment schedule for all other persons will be published in the Star on Friday, April 19th. For more information, call PATH at 876-922-8007 or visit the ministry's website at www.mlss.gov.jm. PATH, advancing your family, developing Jamaica. A message from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
Welcome back. Of course, you're listening to Spot On with Vernon Darby, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. Yes, that beautiful country in the middle of the Caribbean. See what we say? We little but we Talawa. And of course, this hour is brought to you by Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry's standard. And the First Rich Group of Companies, which is located at 77 to 79 Mullines Road, right here in Kingston, Jamaica. Coming up right now is Travel Talk. And where is Opally? Is she in South Africa or Istanbul? I know where she's not. She's not in the Gaza there or in Israel. I know. And she's not in Haiti. I wish she's not in Sudan. No.
Keep guessing. I'm just joking. Yes, I'm in Florida right now, but my fingers and my feet are itching for a quick travel trip. So we'll see where we're going to land next.
What a thing. And my listeners are looking out for that. Where will Opally land next? Any general thing you want to bring to your attention? I know that I'm getting very nervous about the war, in the Middle East there, because I hear talk on the Prime Minister there of Israel that if Russia wins, it could turn out to be a world war. And world war, Jamaica is part of the world?
Oh, goodness. Of course. Of course we are.
I know we function here like we don't know what to go on, but we have to watch it. So,
or Jamaica is going to say, no, we're not a part of the world. We're a third world. No. Or first world.
Yeah, I love that one. We're not part of the world. We are third world. Boy, you're really firing this morning, boy. Anyway, you go ahead.
All right, so yeah, there's one thing that I think it's useful to speak about because
Yes.
I've seen comments with what's going on at the border. With yes, we still have that influx of people coming across the border and trying to make their way, and some of them do get to come in. But so some people are deterred. They're like, "Oh, look at me! My case has been going on for so long. I've been trying to do this illegal way, and these people just come across the border and they're getting a work permit in 150 days. I am just going to make my way to the border and do the same thing, and it's not unfair." So I see a lot of people do that. But what they need to realize, Vernon, is that a lot of people who do make it to the border, not all of them will get a green card, because at the end of the day, they may get a work permit, which is true. They may get a work permit, after 150 days or so, but then they're stuck looking behind them after that. When the case do come to before a court, and they get to present their case to see whether or not their claim is viable. Are they really seeking persecution running from Jamaica or wherever their country of origin is?
And they come up with a beer case.
And if they can't come up with it, guess what, Vernon? They're getting deported. They're going to be removed. So don't watch that they're getting a temporary fix.
Yes.
You look at it, because I remember somebody saying, you know what? I just tell my family member, her sister filing for her in Jamaica. She's living in Jamaica, filing for her and taking too long. I just tell her to just go across the border. That's the worst mistake people could do, because that sister now go across, now have unlawful presence. When the sister's case finally become ready, you'll never get that green card.
Anybody who do that to you now wish you well at all. No, sir.
That's what I'm saying. And so I thought that was important because a lot of people, they get fed up. They're watching the news, they're seeing everything, and they're like, oh, thousands of people coming across and they get something. Why can't I am just going to do the same. And the funny thing, Vernon, is that sometimes when I do consultation with some of these people that are coming across, and I say, you don't really have a relief, because what you're saying to me, it doesn't seem like you have a credible fear of persecution.
Yes,
you're just fleeing Jamaica because, boy, nothing not going right now, according to them. Exactly. And I said, that is not a grounds to you're not being persecuted by saying nothing not going.
That's why I know, Opal, there's a saying we learned when I was young, that what good for the goose, good for the gander. That's when you're delivering benefits or so, but you better learn this. This situation, what good for the goose, not good for the gander.
Exactly.
Oh.
And then I said to them, that listen, and they said, but I have a girlfriend now, in the US who can file for me. What do you think? She can't file for me now? And I said, well, guess what? She can file for you, but you are not admitted. So anyway, take it, you have to go back to Jamaica to do that interview, the consular processing. So I said, and then, or if depending on if you have unlawful presence now, you may have to seek a waiver. So if you had just stayed put in Jamaica and have that fiance file for you, you would have a totally different conversation. And I said, by the way, have you even applied for, they could have even applied for a fiance visa, and they could have been migrating within less than a year. I said, have you ever even applied for a visiting visa? No, because people tell me, say, if I apply, I'm not going to get it. I said, you're going to listen to people and you don't even know if you're going to get it. Why didn't you at least try? So they don't do these things, Vernon. They don't try on their own. They go by what their friends and people are telling them. And then they mess up themselves. And a lot of people, I'm telling you right now, who are in the United States, who came across that border, they're having regrets. They're totally having regrets now because they're having to look behind their shoulder.
You know, I well want to tell you, say, I lie, I tell. But let me know, say, you're a lawyer, you specialize in U.S. immigration matters. Persons are coming to you, well, they've been doing this for years, probably literally thousands of persons. We can't tell you, say, I lie, I tell. Mm-hmm. And what I wouldn't be surprised to, because I'm used to that. They will come to you and they are telling you, but this can work. I'm sure they do. Mm-hmm. I've had that experience too. Them do foolish stuff, they say, that can work. Well, find 2, 3, 4 lawyers and you end up back at square one. And the problem
and
is
they go to attorneys.
Mm-hmm.
No, because they will go to attorneys who tell them the truth that it can't work. And guess what, Vernon? You know what I'm going to say? When we tell them that no, it's not going to work, you're going to lose your money, you know what they do? They go to the other common person who is not an attorney, right? Who say, no, give me 10,000, give me 20,000, I'm going to fix something.
And then find the money.
Find the money for that, and deeper trouble still can't fix.
Oh, God. Oh,
but they pay the money because somebody promised them a gold tooth or a gold spoon.
And as you
so
talk,
they tell them what they want to hear.
As you talk about that, there are agencies here in Jamaica that warn many persons trying to get jobs for people in the United States, and you have to pay them money. And I hear some cases they're asking for US. And I've seen persons go to those offices and lock up, they can't find nobody. because they tell you how they'll get visa, this and that for you. And people, I guess when persons are desperate, they will do any and everything. One person told me they paid $300 US.
Wow.
Yeah, but you got to. I know the person who worked there, the person they can't even sign their name properly. Apparently, a relative is probably living in the States and trying to do a thing. She's out there, so she's running office. She don't have a clue what she's doing. Just collect money. And there are persons who go there and give up their money just like that and lose it. And students, by the way, students at the universities also do that because many of them are trying to get jobs overseas. So they go to these companies, give her their money, nothing. Money gone.
Wow.
Oh boy. Any other issue? Hold on. April gone already? And you had told us that?
End of the day.
That
The fees, yeah, right. That new fee structure is now in place. So what I will tell you more on that part is that make sure you're submitting the correct fee, because if you submit the incorrect fee, because yes, April 1 was where, there's a new fee structure. Some fees did decrease. For example, if you're filing for your citizenship, instead of paying $7.25, you can now pay $7.10 if you do it online. They're giving you a break for doing online. They're encouraging online instead of paper filing. But there's other fees, though, that has significant increase, such as if you're doing an adjustment application. So the bottom line is you need to check to make sure you're submitting the correct fee, the new updated fee. If not, your package will be returned.
I bet you're too young for doing this one. Short cut, jaw blood. Long cut, jaw sweat.
I know it. But don't come to make people think I'm old now. Oh, gosh.
You don't know. But guess what? Even if you're not old, you have learned from your elders. So when you have something to do it the right and proper way. Sometimes it might take you longer. That's why they say a long cut, jaw sweat. Yeah, take a lot of hard work.
Yes.
But when you look the shortcut way, you get cut. All right. And you lose blood. So better you lose blood, better you lose sweat than lose blood. All right.
And also with your old saying, your favorite saying, penny wise, pound foolish. That's it. Yes.
No, that really you're telling me, say, me old now. We go back to partially that pence days. What a thing. All right, tell us how we can make contact with you openly.
Thank you, as always, Vernon. So Opal Lee, our phone number in Jamaica is 876-854-3599. That is 876-854-3599. In the United States, it is 954-358-2020. That's 954-358-2020. Remember, we have offices in Florida and in Jamaica. Our website is www.flowjamlegal.com. Thanks as always, Vernon.
Thank you very much,
the rest of your day.
Openly. There you have it. You get a professional to come here to tell you how it works. I got your neighbor next door. Ask your neighbor. Your neighbor tell you a kind of story. You don't know why your neighbor apply for going to do something wrong and the neighbor get leaked. So you know them to then tell you rubbish show. Because they know why you get through. So stay there. They're not just unprofessional people, your neighbor. Not even the travel agencies. I mentioned it some time ago and them called me, vexed with me. You're in the travel business, not in the immigration business. Stay in your lane. Vex or no vex? Oh, Paul is gone, right?
No, I'm gone. All right, thank you, Vernon.
Yes, you know, I had to drop my little last word.
I understand, and I'm keeping quiet.
No, but if I talk foolishness, you must tell me. All right, openly, all the best. You have a wonderful day. You're listening to Spot On with Vernon Darby coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. We're already in the middle of the Caribbean Sea where we say, yeah, Jamaica, we little but we talawa. And of course, this hour is brought to you by Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry's standard, and Fosrich Group of Companies. And Fosrich is located at 77 to 79 Malines Road in Kingston. Vernon Darby, Spot On, saying to you, so come back. Don't move.
All over this land.
The Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission JADCO needs your help to eliminate doping and keep sport clean. If you have concerns about any doping activity, you can share the information with JADCO anonymously. The information you share will be treated with the highest level of confidentiality. Make the right call if you see something, say something. Protect clean sport. Protect our legacy. To report doping activity, call 888-429-5232. or visit the JADCO website at jadco.gov.jn. A message from the Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission.
Greetings to you listeners. This is Reverend Ryan A. Gordon, Senior Pastor of the Broken Vessels Healing and Deliverance Ministries, located at 120 Main Street, Pineapple, Ocheria, St. Anne, Jamaica, West Indies. Join me every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. inside the Kingdom Lifestyle Radio Show with Brother Frisco. Join me for a word in time. You cannot afford to miss this powerful word every Sunday morning on this station.
It's all right.
Welcome back. You're listening to Spot On, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. And of course, we're already in the middle of the Caribbean Sea where we say Jamaica with little but with Talawa. And then coming up right now is my representative. And of course, we have on the line, we should be having him shortly, from Trelawney there, Mr. Paul Patmore, who will be representing Southern Trelawney the next election. And we invited him. You know, we invite representatives and caretakers to talk about community issues. And of course, you're free to send in your questions and to tell them what you think is important to you or to your area. I must admit I haven't received much questions or points from citizens, so I don't know. You must care. I don't think we don't have him online as yet. We don't know. There are a number of challenges there in Southern Trelawney, right across the country, but we are concentrating on Southern Trelawney. There's a water problem. I think there's a tank there at Litchfield. I think that tank, I don't think it's operating now. Here there's going to be spending millions to improve the water supply. And as you know, in that area, Southern Trelawney, right down to Jackson and those areas, it's an agricultural area. And without water, you can have your good Trelawney yam, although normally you have quite a bit of water there. So that is something that needs to be dealt with. Then there's that horrible case in Jackson Town where a gentleman, there's an area, a gutter. Yeah, just a gutter by the side of the road. And it's quite deep. If goat try jump over it, they're going to drop in it too. And a gentleman, an elderly gentleman, was leaving his home and going onto the road. Of course, he tried to traverse that area, and the man slipped and he fell in. And I think, I'm not sure he broke his neck and he eventually died. And what came out of it was that everybody is saying, it wasn't me. Really? So who built this in Coalescer? Who put the Coalescer the gutter there for water run? Big open something. In town, we wouldn't do that. Would build it away off. It's built right where you'd have the sidewalk. There's hardly any sidewalk there at all. And in Kingston here, we'd probably build area which is covered. We have the Patmore on us yet? It's still not on us yet. Let me apologize to my listeners. I don't know why we're not getting Mr. Patmore as yet. I'm supposed to have Mr. Paul Patmore on. He's on. Mr. Patmore, how are you? I was wondering if I had lost you. Mr. Patmore? Still not hearing him at all. Let me try and work on it and see if we can get him on air. Yes, I was just talking about the gentleman there in Jackson Town who lost his life trying to leave his house and going onto the road. Now that gutter, which was dug there, there are some who say it was done by the parish council, some saying it was done by NWA, I don't know. But whoever it was, it's government. So we don't fix it. We can't build open trenches, so we don't take catch goat and hog on water if you drop in there. No gentleman dropping it and he lost his life. Come on, don't talk about it. It wasn't me. We just need to have it fixed. Let me see, we have Mr. Paul Patmore. Let me go check now. Mr. Patmore? Mr. Patmore? We are still not hearing Mr. Patmore at all. We just have to keep on trying. So let me apologize to our listeners.
Yes.
Now we have you. Weren't hearing you a while ago.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, my
good
brother.
morning.
Welcome.
Yes, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
Yes, welcome to Spot On.
I'm here.
Welcome to Spot On, Mr. Patmore.
Yes, you're breaking up a bit. I know that my internet is good right here.
Yes, I am hearing you okay now. Let's see how it goes
Yes.
now.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
And what we have to do is proceed and ignore the breaking up and assume that I hear and understood what you said because you're coming across okay. Now, you have a young man, businessman, and you have been somewhat in politics. I've been through some challenges. You became you were the JLP first, then you became an independent.
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
Right, and now you're going to be representing the People's National Party in Southern Trelawney.
Yes.
Now, probably can start off by telling me a little bit about, before you came and I mentioned about the gentleman who died in Jacksontown, trying to leave his house, and everybody said it wasn't me. But you know, do better than that. Even before they start to express concern for the family and for the man's life, everybody say it wasn't me, it's amazing. Anyhow, probably can start out, by the way, that that constable who died, Constable Fairclough in St. Anne, he's also from Trelawney. Litchfield, actually. Where are we of that? I think he's probably not hearing us. Let me try again. Mr. Patmore? We seem to be having I want to apologize. We're having a problem hearing him at all. We just have to keep on trying to see if we can get him again. I was just about to tell him that the constable who lost his life trying to help that lady in St. Anne is from Trelawney, which is the area that he, Mr. Patmore, will be representing. Of course, in that area also, crime has been creeping up. And was a possible member of parliament. He's not a police, and sometimes if everybody expects a political representative solve the crime problem, what they need to do is to have appropriate laws in place and to make sure the police officers have adequate resources so that they can do their jobs. But it's the police force which has to do its job. But then again, not every crime committed is caused by persons just being criminals. Some of these stem from social things and psychological things, and these are things we need to look into. Let's try again. Any luck with Mr. Patmore? Not getting him at all. Real pity. Okay, but if anybody listening to me from Trelawney, I'd love to hear from you and love to hear what are some of your concerns in that area. You have Larmers, Wait a Bit, Low River, Litchfield, Jacksontown, all those here. I think we have him back on now. Mr. Patmore?
Yes, I agree too well, my brother. I'm hearing you clearly now. Yes.
Right. I was saying to you, I don't know if you were informed that the Constable Fairclough, Ricardo, is from that area, from Southern Trelawney.
He's from the Litchfield area. Families from the Litchfield area.
I went to Wait a Bit, as I said to somebody. Yes. I don't hear nobody block no road. I burn no tire, which I'm not saying they should do. But I don't hear for any demonstration. So it seems unusual when the police officers lose their life. There's nobody to stand up for them. But when the criminals do certain things, there's, it was a decent boy. And there's demonstrations. It's interesting. All right. Tell us some of the concerns you have for that area and what you think you can do for that area of Southern Trelawney.
Yes, so I just want to say, as you know, it's a large farming community, the entire South Trelawney.
Yes.
About 90 or 80% of it depends on farming. So
and
we just want to...
Since you mentioned that, just make sure to find some way to get back the strawberry down there. Let me tell you, strawberries to do well there.
Yes. So we do a lot of yam farming, especially up in the Upper Ulster Spring division, but more so Larimer's division, Wait a Bit division, Warsop division, those divisions are dependent on yam farming. And you can just imagine the stress now with the drought, this long drought that we're having. For the past maybe 6 months or so, we've been having this type of
Not
weather.
even little sprinkler you don't have today because we have
Just around 2 days ago, we have a little sprinkling. But it's really hard for the farmers. The prices are there for doing the farming is really expensive with like yam stick, fertilizer, all of those things. You know, so we want to get back, or rather, doing the core function that they were set up to do in the first place, like really going out there and assisting the farmers.
Helping them with the technology and so on.
Yeah, with the technology, soil testing and all of that.
Teaching and training them and so on.
Yes. Well, what I find now is that most of the funding that come to RADA is really to provide mainly like fertilizer and personal stuff. But we want some of those funding to be used for like soil testing and proper training and those things. You know, so that's one of the things that we really want to work on. For in the Alps area, the Alps Mountain and the cockpit, in the cockpit country, we want to promote ecotourism. That's one of my vision. To invite persons to come down to visit the cockpit. We want to set up some cottages, to partner with some groups that are already around and get them to set up cottages, because persons coming from overseas now, they're tired of stand and see, because if they really wanted that, they would stay in America, you know, because that is in America also.
They can make artificial sun with everything up. They can do it up.
Yes, they can do everything.
So let me ask you though.
Yes.
I must tell you, I remember the Low River United Church. I cried when they had to demolish that church, which was an old church made of rocks, and because they put up a new building, looks modern, but nothing beats history. Now I must tell you, at first still, they have a church there. I can't remember, but it was built long ago. Storm come, storm gone, earthquake, and it is still standing. Now that church, for example, could be a place. It becomes not just a church, but a museum where persons could go look at the church. I saw the bench inside, then the bench, or they don't know a name, termite, and a long time in them out. So churches, many of these churches, for example, you have tombs there, which I understand. They are for persons who are now living overseas, foreigners too, persons who live here during slavery and so on. And we could target them to come back, if those graves exist, to come and look for your great-great-grandpapa. That's one era, you know.
Because I was at the Alps Baptist Church over the weekend, I can tell you. I know that a lot of tourists would like to come and visit a building like that. The Baptist Church its building is old, but they are doing a little remodeling on it, not changing the look of it.
The look of it, that's very important.
But we will have that as even an attraction.
What I saw about though is that the old time old pump organ. The church, all these churches should at least keep one right there.
Yes, but we look, I don't see any in that church.
No.
Yes.
I know in Kingston there, one up in the hills there, St. Andrew, and it still works. Because many young people glad to go and see what the pump organ. So I think a church could become a historical place, a museum that you go there and you visit, you see old things, how we used to do things, you know?
Yes. And even in the cockpit there now, we have a whole lot of caves, that here persons would want to visit. And so we want to invite all the persons that have their little land with a little cave on it. So we want everybody to be a part of this tourist attraction.
There's one there in Clarkstown, I remember I went there. And for the first time I see snake egg. I panic and say, suppose snake come back. I said, no, they're not. Yes, all kind of interesting.
We have a lot of snakes there, and persons would like to come around and look at them and everything.
Another thing in the cockpit country they used to have, I don't know if they have it still, wild hogs. And persons used to go out there and hunt wild hogs. Can you imagine get some of them tourists?
Yes, I hear about it still. Maybe every now and then you would see one pass. So they have the trail, they have a very good trail, the one Mr. Dixon, and they have another set of persons from Montego Bay that do a trail through there also.
Yes.
Yeah, but we have so much, we are rich. The cockpit is so rich with almost everything. We should be able to feed ourselves and take care of our people. When it comes to water, We have a lot of water up there, so we need to start.
And you can't get the water. All the rivers flow from the cockpit country down to the north coast, and so it's amazing.
And right now, I don't know how the people in Alps and Stewarttown,
yes,
from Alps, Sawyers is managing right now. No water at all. Persons crying out for help when it comes to water. So one of the things that's my first. But when I become member of parliament, the first.
Well, you sound like you're sure.
Yes, first year will be about water.
Water.
I'll be trying to get water, especially.
So you will change NWC from National Water Commission. No, you will change from no water coming back to National Water Commission.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So what is, by the way, the tank up by Litchfield here, is it no operational?
No, it's out for the past maybe 20 odd years, you know.
No, man, you lie.
Yeah, man, 20 odd years. As I said, a child that was born 27 years ago will tell you that when they were born, we have water. They have water running in Litchfield.
So why is it not being used though? Is it, why is it not being used?
It just stopped. You know, just a focus of maybe our politicians also. And I'm not sure, but everybody have their different interests.
All right, do me a favor. What may have to communicate to because send me. I'd love to get a picture of it. Or if you can get somebody to take a picture of it,
I will send you a picture of what the dam look like now. The dam is down for the past.
I have to go for the break. We'll come for the break. We just spend another 5 minutes and I'll come back. Okay, we're talking to Mr. Paul Patmore, the PNP representative for Trelawney South. Vernon Darby saying to you, this is Spot On, so come back. Don't move.
Three Angels Pharmacy, the premier provider of quality pharmaceutical care, opens every day except Saturday. Located at shop number 7, 7B Caledonia Road, Mandeville, call 625-5584. The temperature by Three Angels Pharmacy is Three Angels Pharmacy, the premier provider of quality pharmaceutical care, opens every day except Saturday. Located at shop number 7, 7B Caledonia Road, Mandeville, call 625-5584. The temperature by Three Angels Pharmacy is
29 degrees Celsius in New Kingston.
The Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission JADCO needs your help to eliminate doping and keep sport clean. If you have concerns about any doping activity, you can share the information with JADCO anonymously. The information you share will be treated with the highest level of confidentiality. Make the right call if you see something, say something. Protect clean sport. Protect our legacy. To report doping activity, call 888-429-5232 or visit the JADCO website at jadco.gov.jn. A message from the Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission.
Give a little something. US $1 JD 150 every time you receive a remittance from Lasco Money Transfer to sponsor a social project selected by the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. Say, I want to donate $1 to the cashier. Donations accepted at these locations: 38.5 Red Hills Road, Kingston 10, 15 Chandos Place, Poppin Square, Kingston 10, and Shop 203 Bay West Shopping Center, 3 St. James Street, Montego Bay.
Welcome back to Spot On with Vernon Darby, and we have on the line Mr. Patmore, Paul Patmore, talking about some of the things he'll do, and he mentioned the whole idea of water. What do you think? You think it's important for him to deal with water? Well, if it's not, don't say anything, then don't complain when the politicians do what they want to do. Back to you, you only have about 5 minutes or so continue to tell about other areas. We will invite you in the future to continue, because I'm sure there's far more that you can talk about.
Yes. One of the problems that we have now, especially from Lina Parish to Ulster Spring, is the roads.
And we talk about Lina Parish. We just tell everybody Lina Parish is where you have where the Manchester meets Trelawney. They call this Lina Parish.
Yeah,
it's actually the border. But after a while, that place got named Lina Parish. I used to spell it Niaparish. Yeah, so that's a place get named. Continue.
Yes. So the road. Even one piece of the worst road that we have in Trelawney now, but one of the things is that it was fixed only 3 years ago.
But you can't be fixed unless you...
I don't hear you.
Let me tell you why there's a problem. You have land slippage in that area. And
No, but no, we don't have, none of it was land slippage. Only a little piece down in the Stetton area.
Okay.
It was just not done properly.
What Lord?
Because they did
What
not.
do you mean not done properly? Don't you think money is to come by?
Yeah, man, it was just not done properly. The most of because they put the white line in the road, and the white line is almost brand new, same way on the road mash up in 2 years. All the potholes that were there, they come back exactly the same place.
And you should have proper drainage and all that kind of thing?
Yes, the drainage were there. Those roads were made before they work. The last time it was worked on was in the, I think it was, I was told that it was in the 50s.
Yeah, man, because the road there, go down to all Jackson, the whole time, road they use rock stone and build them.
Yeah, man, a rock. So I think maybe they were trying to save the stones under the bottom, but they never dig up the old asphalt. They just come and pave on top of that, the old asphalt. So as soon as this truck them drive on it.
It left?
Yes, it just split up and just wash off. So every patrol come back the same way. And we have a problem in Trelawney too, where the trucks, we have some very good trucks. They carry like 40 tons on the truck. So our road just can't manage that amount of load.
All right. Well,
So
thank you.
problem
We have to come back to you another time. But you can send things to me and let me know what is happening, because that doesn't sound good at all.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Paul Patmore. All the best.
All right, my brother. Thanks.
Take
for
care.
having me.
That's Mr. Paul Patmore, the representative for the People's National Party for Trelawney South. And, of course, let's take a look at our weather. Yes, there's a trough across Jamaica. The trough is expected to remain across the island over the next few days. The 24-hour forecast this morning, isolated showers across eastern and north central parishes. Otherwise, partly cloudy, becoming windy across northern parishes. This afternoon, isolated showers across eastern and south central parishes. Otherwise, partly cloudy. Tonight, becoming fair. And I'm praying and hoping that the meteorological office is wrong and that we get widespread showers. But they know what I'm saying. So, I believe them alone. Yes, I get a little sprinkle last night and a little this morning, but we're still hoping for rain. All right, are we coming near to the end of the program, and time is really slipping by. Yes, it's now 10:51 here in Kingston, 4:51 in London, and 11:51 in Miami, and also 11:51 in New York. Of course, Jamaica, we are on Eastern Standard Time. And in London, GMT, Greenwich Meridian Time, they're at 4:52. All right, that means, but I think they're on daylight saving time too. I think they are. We don't bother with daylight saving time again. All right, let me see who are those persons who are celebrating their birthday today. We have Angela Bailey Ellis, yes, from Hartwell Gardens there. Thank you very much for continuing to support the show. You have Lance Henry. Hey, Lance, I'd love to hear from you. You have a wonderful day today. Now, this lady, I haven't heard from her in a very long time. She used to work in theater. Joan Escoffrey. Joan, if you're listening to this program, if anybody knows her, tell her that Vernon Darby is trying to make contact with her. Joan Escoffrey, a lady full of energy, full of life, and did quite a bit for theater. Then we have Sonia Hales, and she lives at Peter's Place in Manchester. She's celebrating her birthday today. Oh, so that's all there is for birthday people. Then you have Zimbabwe celebrating its independence. And today is World Amateur Radio Day. And I didn't have much to say today about that. That time is really slipping by. But I want to say thanks to all the amateur radio operators in the world, and specifically Jamaica. They have been quite helpful when you have emergency, because when you have a hurricane or earthquake, oftentimes systems go down and you have to depend on the amateur radio operators. And what radio is today, we have to give thanks to those operators. I think in the early days, when they hand over their radio operation, I think it was called ZQI. I'm not a historian, but from ZQI, all of that came RG after a while and so on. So the amateur radio operators have played a wonderful role in developing radio in Jamaica. And it's something to get involved with. I must say it's a very expensive hobby, But can you imagine get these youngsters involved, help them to build radios, because they do build radios and transmitters and so on. All right, and let me tell you something. When you use that, you can transmit all over the world. If you have good conditions, you can stay and talk to somebody in Australia. Can you imagine? Talk forever. Have to worry about the cost. So there you have it. What if I've left out anything? Let me just check if I've left out anything at all. I hope I have not. Mr. Hyde, in the meantime, I want to thank you very much, technical operator, and thank my producer, Pastor Boyne. Thank you very much for guiding us through today. And yes, I got a message there from, I probably read this another day, Everett Smith, about Jamaica and water. And because he said he was involved in some research, where a lot of research work was done in terms of finding out about the flow for rivers and where to get the water. He wants to know why we're not harnessing the water that we have. Well, they say Jamaica land of wood and water. Well, now say Jamaica land of no wood, no water. We burn down the tree then, and I guess climate change also is affecting the water supply. But then we have to find a way of storing it. And many of us, if you're building a house, you have to make sure you build a tank also, because it seems it's going to get worse by the day. All right, God give us a beautiful earth, and mankind is all hell-bent on destroying it, and we're seeing the effects of it. And if the wars continue, mark my word, I'm almost sure that it's going to have an impact on the environment. So that's another matter. All right, I'm going to leave you with this thought. I think I read it yesterday, but I read it again. You may think the grass is greener on the other side, but if you take the time to water your own grass on your side, it will be just as green, and guess what? Probably even be greener. Vernon Darby saying to you, if you pinch yourself this morning and you felt it, you're alive. Let's give thanks. And if you're alive, have love in your heart, show to someone else a beautiful smile. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, excuse me please. It goes a far way in changing how we function in Jamaica, land we love. Vernon Darby here signing off, saying to you all, I love you. Have a wonderful day. Walk good, my friend.